YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for you guys to be here with me today. For today's video, I thought it would be a lot of fun to do like a little makeup shopping haul. Now, this isn't going to be anything crazy, big, dramatic, a whole lot of product, but recently I did place an order at Sephora and also at Ulta. Actually, the Ulta stuff I picked up in store, but got products from both Sephora and Ulta, and I've been wanting to play with them, so I decided it'd be fun to put a video together and use those products. Now, there are a couple of these products that I did dig into. I was a little impatient and wanted to give a couple of them a try, but that's only 3 products and 2 of them aren't even makeup. So that's okay. There's only one that's makeup that I ended up digging into. So let's talk about those products first. I hope you guys are excited. So the first products that I have here, I'm going to start with a hair product. And this is the Living Proof Perfect Hair Day. And this is a dry shampoo. This is a fairly newer product. And I've never really been a dry shampoo person, but I'd been hearing really good things about this product, and I was like, I'm curious and I want to give it a try. And I've used it, I would say maybe 3 times here now, and honestly, out of all of the dry shampoos that I've used, it has worked the best for me so far. Something that I really like about this dry shampoo is that even if the hair looks clean, like when you use other dry shampoos, if the hair looks clean, it still has that gritty and kind of gross feel to it. There's something in this one that actually like makes the hair feel soft and makes the hair feel clean and also look and appear and smell clean as well. It says here, like right on the bottle, it says actually cleans the hair, softens and shines. And I agree. So again, I don't use a lot of dry shampoos, but this one was definitely really intriguing to me, and the couple of times that I have used it, I honestly have been very much enjoying it. I only got the sample bottle, being that I don't use them very often and that I was just trying it out. But if I do end up going through this, there is a chance that I would end up picking up the larger bottle because I did actually really end up enjoying this here so far. So yeah, that is our first product, and I have been very much enjoying it. The other non-makeup product that I got, which a lot of the stuff that I got from Sephora was like the minis and the sets and the small little sample things. And then the stuff that I got from Ulta was a little bit more full size for the most part. But the other thing that I had ordered at Sephora was the Laneige sleeping mask, their little mini sets here. So I've got the whole thing here, and I've used the Laneige sleeping mask before. I used to have like the full size of just like the regular, and I used it for a while. I enjoyed it. It wasn't like my favorite, and I ended up passing it along. But I don't know why, I was intrigued to buy these again. And they're still, I think I still feel kind of the same, where they do a good job of moisturizing the lips and everything. But even still, like I put this on maybe half an hour before recording and I already feel like I need to reapply it. Maybe it's just my dry lips, maybe I don't put enough on. It definitely doesn't sit around or feel like a sitting mask should be, I would say. But I do like having these small little guys that I can put something just small, quick, and moisturizing on before I go in with like a lip product. So these have been nice. I do like all the different flavors. They've got the original. They've got the sweet candy, which is a very nice one. They have a lemon one. They have a mint, right? This is a mint. And the last one is gummy bear. So I've just kind of every night or just randomly throughout the day, I'll just select a random one, put it on my lips. And yeah, I don't think too much of it. I'm not like thrilled by the formula or anything like that. But again, they have been nice just for something quick on the lips before I go in with another product. So that's all the non-makeup stuff. Let's get into the exciting things. And we will end up creating a look with these. I got a good amount of stuff. I will have to reach back in my collection for concealer. I have an eyeshadow, maybe an eyeliner. So a couple of things here and there we'll reach back into the collection for, but majority of the products are going to be products here in front of us. And then the other product that I had ended up using that I'll just talk about here real quick is the Rare Beauty, their liquid blushes. I got their little mini trio set here, and for Halloween I actually ended up using their more orangey one here. Does it say the shade? The shade Peace. And this actually worked out really well. For Halloween I did just like a quick little scarecrow look, and this blush did a really good job of just creating this really nice, like, defined, very pigmented little orange circles on my cheeks for my scarecrow look that I created. I will either share down below a link to that picture if you guys are interested, or try using my minimal editing skills here to maybe insert a picture somewhere so you guys can see that look. But I have used just the one shade here so far. I had been very curious about Rare Beauty and these blushes especially for quite some time, so I was very excited to get this little trio. So far I've really loved the Peace shade. The other shades that came in that collection are Hope and Bliss, and I'm very excited to give these a try. I don't know if we'll use these today because I do have a different cream blush that we might dip into instead. But this is something I did also pick up, and again from the one shade. I'm very excited about it, so very happy to have this in my collection. I feel like I want to start with the face. I know for like a lot of my brand new face videos and other videos that I create on here, we always start with the eyes and stuff because we don't know what we're gonna expect from the eyeshadows, but I'm excited to get into some of these face products, so I think we'll start there. So I have 3 primer products, so I don't know if we'll be using all of them. But the first product I got here was a miniature of the Tatcha Silk Canvas. This guy right here. I believe this is a product that's been around for quite some time. I know that putty primers started to become a really popular thing. So this is like the high-end putty primer. And then there's the there's the Tarte putty primer, which is really popular. I actually have that. I need to replace it, but that's like a dupe in some sorts to this. And then e.l.f. also has their putty primer, which is another even more affordable dupe of these as well, I would say. So I've enjoyed those putty primers in the past, so I was very intrigued and curious to actually get the Tatcha one as well. So maybe, I think we'll end up using this here today for like the center of the face to try pore filling and everything like that. The other primer that I got was the Rare. I got a couple of Rare things. Always Optimus Pore Diffusing Primer, this guy right here. So it says here this is a silky primer that blurs and smooths the complexion with a natural matte finish. I don't know if I'll use this one today, but I'm very intrigued by it. It came in, I think, a little collection. I think the trio blush was separate, and then this and the Rare mascara, which I'll talk about, came in a little set together. So definitely very interested in this one. Blurring, mattifying are definitely things I like to see from a primer, and I think I've just heard good things about the Rare brand in general, so very excited to try this one out. And then the other primer that we got, and I believe this is a newer product, but it is from Maybelline. It is their Instant Age Perfector 4-in-1 Glow makeup, and I think they come in like 4 or 5 shades, and I just went with their lightest 00 Fairlight shade here. I heard of this product from Allie. I've talked about Allie probably more. She's probably one of my favorite YouTubers, makeup influencers, gurus, whatever you want to call here on YouTube. So I reference to her a lot. But she talked about this product on her channel, and a lot of people said that it is a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury, I don't remember what it's called, but their Magic Glow or something, their Glowy Primer. So this is supposed to provide a nice glow and dew to the face. So very curious about this. So I think I'm going to be using these in combination with each other for our primer today. Very excited. So let's open these up real quick. So here is the Tatcha silk canvas out of the package. I believe this looks different being that it is a miniature. I think the larger one comes in like a more purpley container. I could be wrong about that, but just opening it up here, it just looks like a pretty basic putty primer. Has that soft pink kind of look to it. Feels pretty buttery at touch. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a little bit of this on my fingers and just start applying it kind of in the T-zone area where I've got more emphasized pores that we want to fill in. Okay, ooh, yeah. So I've got that primer applied. And yeah, it feels really nice on the skin here. It smells really nice. It is doing a really good job of blurring and filling in the pores here. Wow, yeah, it looks really, really pretty. It dries down really nicely too. Sometimes with these putty primers, they'll do a really good job of blurring and filling, but they'll always be still like that buttery kind of slippery texture on them. But this dries down really nicely. It almost has more of a, not in a sticky way, but a grippish type of texture to it where the product isn't sliding around. I'm gonna apply a little bit more here, kind of in this trouble area, I'd say. But yeah, that's looking really good. So next we will dive into the Maybelline, their Instant Age Perfector. And so Maybelline is very popular for their Instant Age Rewinder Concealer. I might have one back there. I know I've had one for a very long time. I've always loved it. If I don't, I need to replace it. But they've always done this really cute like sponge top applicator, so it's really cute to see that they've done that with this as well. You have to twist the product until it starts to come through. So we will do that real quick. We're starting to get it to come through here a little bit. So let's go ahead. I'm going to focus this mostly on the perimeters of the face to provide some glow. And then I'm just going to go ahead and use a blender. Today we'll use our dampened e.l.f. blender here. And I'll just start to press that in. Okay, so I've got that applied here. Yeah, it's really pretty. I don't know what to think of it here quite yet. It definitely provides a nice little sheen to the skin here. It says that it's supposed to highlight, brighten, and then it says here, perfect glow, brightens, conceals imperfections, it highlights, evens skin tone, light coverage. And so, yeah, it does have like very, very, very tiny specks of glitter in it. It has a little bit of like a gold kind of yellow tint, which I think is supposed to help with that evening of the skin tone. Yeah, I think it's really pretty. I don't know what to think of it here quite yet. We'll see how it works underneath foundation. So that's what we will grab next. And so for foundation, there are two foundation type products that I got as well. The first one I got was a skin tint or a tinted moisturizer, and it is the Color Pop Pretty Fresh Tinted Moisturizer. This has also been a very popular product. I'm not one who is super crazy about skin tints or tinted moisturizers, but I've just heard a lot about this one, so I was very intrigued to pick it up. And I went with their shade Fair N4. Hopefully that's going to be a good shade for me. So I don't think I'm going to use this today because I do have an actual foundation that I've been very curious about for a while here as well. But this is something I picked up that I do hope to try out very, very soon. And so for the foundation, I picked up the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie Long Wear Foundation. Oh, and concealer. I wasn't aware it was a foundation and concealer. Huh, very interesting. So here's what the packaging looks like, very reflective. I went and I got 2 shades because I wasn't sure which one would be a better option. And I got LN4 and LN2. So let's open both of these up. Alrighty, so out of the box, here's what they look like. They are in a plastic container, but they've got a really nice pump. And so this foundation was also a brand or a product that I was very much interested in from another YouTube influencer, and that's Rach. Rach Loves, also another YouTuber that I watch a whole bunch. So she's one that had been obsessed with this foundation for a very, very long time. And so I wanted to get it and try it out as well. I think that will probably need to be the lighter option here. I'm gonna try and see what LN4 looks like here. If it is a good option, maybe then we will end up using the 2 as the concealer, because it is a foundation and concealer, it claims. Yeah, I think either could work. Being that it's getting colder and winter's on its way here, this will probably be the better option, the LN2, but I do kind of want to use the darker one. So it might be a touch dark, but hopefully we can make it work out. So I'm going to use the LN4 as my foundation, and then for concealer we will use the LN2 and give it a try that way. Let me have a little bit more on the back of my hand here. And I can already tell just from these 2 little swatches that I did, this is going to have quite the coverage, I think. And so I'm just going to use that e.l.f. sponge here again, and we will apply this all over the face. So that foundation is applied, and it's not bad. Definitely, it's very full coverage. I've had a lot of like redness and just like acne spots and stuff kind of going around the mouth part of the face here, I'd say. And I mean, I'm barely seeing them. It doesn't feel heavy, but it does look heavy, you know, very full coverage. You can definitely tell that there is foundation on my face. You can still see a lot of like the textures and things on my face. So it's not very smooth in that aspect, but every time I look at it, I am a little bit more shocked by it. I think it is starting to like set down here very nicely. And I mean, yeah, I love the coverage. This was really just like, I didn't build anywhere really at all. I just put about 2 pumps on my hand for like 1/2 of my face, and then like a pump and a half maybe to finish the rest of the face. And yeah, just from that, it provided a lot of coverage. I did also kind of go around the eye area with it. So it is on my eyelids here. It is providing, or it is creasing on them a little bit, which makes me wonder how quick we need to get to setting the face here so it doesn't continue to crease on the face. But yeah, I mean, honestly, it is not bad at all for a foundation. I think I'm liking it here so far. So let's do the concealer here next then. So I'm gonna grab that lighter shade. And something that's actually really cool about this foundation, and honestly something I should check on a lot of my pump foundations, is when you twist open the bottle, we're already getting fingerprints all over these, and you pull it out, it does give you a sponge applicator, which I think is so cool. And so the fact that this is also a concealer, you do have this doe foot applicator that you can do that easy application, or if you prefer to apply your foundation with a doe foot, you have that available to you. I think is really cool. So I'm gonna go very light because I feel like this foundation concealer covers very well, so I don't want to overdo it here. And just kind of dot a little bit of the FN2 shade just around the eyes here. So that has been applied. I don't think, for my preference, that shade was too significantly different to provide the amount of like lightening and brightening that I usually like, but I do like it. I do think it layered up on top of the other shade really nicely. It's not looking overly heavy here at all, which is nice. Again, it is creasing in the lids here, so I do think that we need to set the face fairly quick to avoid it creasing anywhere else. Alrighty, and so I did not get a powder, so let me grab something from my collection here real quick. Okay, so for powder today, we will just go ahead and use the She Glam Glow Setting Powder here. I will dump a little bit in the lid. And first, using a smaller Sonia brush, we will focus this around the eyes and kind of the T-zone of the face, the center small areas. And then we will take a larger Sonia brush here and hit the rest of the face. Alrighty, so I've set the face with the powder here. And overall, still things are still looking pretty good. I was noticing, and I'm a little worried that there's something with the Tatcha primer and maybe the foundation, that the center of the face is looking a little clingy and a little patchy in some ways. Mostly just like right here. The foundation just is kind of sitting in a funny way. I don't know if my camera will pick that up for you. From a distance, barely even noticeable, but just things to kind of keep in mind that I don't know if throughout the day if that could emphasize and start to break apart. But yeah, I noticed as I started to apply the powder, there was something there not looking good. But I mean, still like on the perimeters, like everything around the outside of the face, I'm not seeing that at all. So that makes me think that something with the primer, the Tatcha primer, is not working well with either the foundation or the powder here in the center of the face. But still, I mean, it's barely noticeable. Just want to point it out there. Let's keep on rolling here then. Let's do brows here real quick. Let's go ahead and do that. And I do have brow products, so very, very exciting. I decided to pick up the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil and also the 24-Hour Brow Setter. These two guys right here. And this is another Allie influenced by. I know that she is obsessed with her Benefit pencil, the Precisely and the 24-Hour Setting Brow Gel, so I bought it. So we're gonna use that here today. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the pencil. I got the shade 2.5 Neutral Blonde. So here is what it looks like. I think the packaging of this looks so cool. The lids are feeling this like geometric. I think that's the right word. Just the shaping on the lids is super cool. So up at the top here, we've got our pencil. It's fairly micro. It's not as small as some micro pencils, but I wouldn't consider it to be like a normal size pencil. So it's slightly smaller than your typical pencil. And then on the other side, it also does come with a spoolie, which is very, very nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and comb through the brows here and apply the pencil first. Okay. So there is one brow done so far. That actually applied very, very quick. The formula is kind of on like the dry side, so it's not super creamy, which honestly I really, really like. Sometimes those more creamy brow pencils can be a little waxy and the product will be too soft, like your pencil will soften down too quick. So I really do like the more like powdery dry consistency of it, I would say. This shade is honestly very nice for a blonde shade. I'm kind of thrown off by it a little bit, to be honest, because oftentimes when you get a blonde shade, they can still be a little too dark or a little too warm or just like kind of leaning red or too brown or something like that. And this has that cool enough, almost gray, which you see in a lot of blonde shades. A good, like just like the right amount that it doesn't look overboard, I would say. So I mean, it's a very good blonde shade, I would say. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the other brow here. Alrighty, brows are as good as they're gonna get. There's something about my lighting, I think, that's like throwing me off. I don't think I have enough light coming from this side here. That's bugging me a little bit, but that's okay. I think that's what it is. But anyways, the brows are done. Again, I'm really liking that product. It's a very natural blonde shade, which again, it's kind of throwing me off to some extent because it's such a really good match, and I've started to get used to in some ways of that more dark blonde. So yeah, I'll probably either end up trying to pick this up in a slightly darker shade, because of like more dramatic looks. I might want the brows to stick out just a little bit, you know, not too much, but just so that they don't get hidden. But for like more everyday looks, or no makeup kind of days, if you want to do a little bit of filling, I think this is a really good shade match for me, at least, for things like that. So yeah, so far really liking the brow product, the brow pencil. We will come, well, yeah, let's put the brow gel in here now. So let's go ahead and set those down using the 24-hour brow setter. And I believe they have shade options for this, but I think I went and just got their clear one. So here is what the packaging looks like. Very similar to the pencil. And I got a mini size as well of this. And so it looks like on one side you've got more short bristles, and then on the other side here, the bristles are a lot longer. I'll try to bring that in closer for you guys, so you can kind of see that. And then it kind of has like a more oval shape to it, which is kind of cool. So I'm gonna comb this through the brows. Now the first thing I'm noticing is that it smells really nice. It's got sort of a fruity smell to it, which I would not have expected from a brow product. It is definitely so far a softer feeling brow gel, or at least a softer application with the brush. I feel like I almost expected it to be a little bit more of a thicker, crispy gel, but maybe it just sets everything down in a very soft way. So that is set. Don't know what to think of it here quite yet. Again, I think I expected a different thing from it, so I'm very surprised that it's a softer application, but I do like how it's feeling here on the brows so far. Let's move on to eyes now. So for eyes, I picked up one eyeshadow palette. I decided to get the Natasha Denona Mini Retro Palette, this guy right here. And I believe this was also another Allie influenced purchase. I think she has the not so mini one, but the more normal sized 5-piece of this. I know that she loved creating looks with this, so I decided to get it too. But this is what it looks like. Very, very beautiful. So we're gonna go ahead and make a look with this today. So I'm gonna grab our M433 brush here, and we're gonna start by dipping into this shade here that I believe is called Vintage Taupe. Dip on in there and apply this in the crease as our transition. And then I'm gonna quickly just pinch my brush as well, and I'll apply this along the lower lash as well. Alrighty, there is that first shade so far. That first shade on its own is just really, really pretty. I feel like you can build it up in a very nice way, but also diffuse it really nicely as well. That's looking really pretty. Ooh, really like that shade here so far. Let's go ahead now and dip into the center shade called 60s, and using that same brush, I'm applying it to the outer part of the lid here to create some depth. I don't want to carry this too much in the crease. We'll bring it in just a little bit. Okay, we've got that shade applied here. That shade is really, really cool, really fun. I like the shadow and depth that it's starting to create here. Yeah, that is really pretty. Those are blending together super well. Wasn't expecting anything different from Natasha at all, but I do like that base that we've created here so far. We'll probably end up using every single shade here, and I'll probably start to use my fingers here now. We're gonna dip into this shade here at the end, which I believe is called Pixie. So I'm gonna dip in with my finger here, and then I'm gonna apply this on the majority of the lid here. And then I am, just for like a nice blend, I'm gonna actually take my dish finger and I'm going to apply a little bit of that green shade on there as well, and kind of bouncing between the two of them, start to create a nice gradient towards the end here. I want some of that pinky sparkle to fuse in at the end there in a very nice soft way. Okay, and now we're gonna dip into those last two shades. I'm gonna do a similar thing using both fingers here. On my pointer finger, or on one finger here, we're gonna use the, I believe it's called Galaxa, this lighter shimmer pinky shade here. And then on my other finger here, use Industrial and kind of do a similar thing and kind of blend and fuse them together. Ooh, so exciting. Okay, those shadows are looking beautiful here so far. I'm gonna take a Morphe E36 brush and I'm going to dip into this outer shade here again called Pixie and start to run that along the lower lash line here, focusing it on the inner and center kind of area. Okay, and then using that same brush, we're gonna dip back into that center green shade and add a little bit more of this to the outer part. Alrighty, there are the eyeshadows complete here. That palette is beautiful. I don't know how well my camera will pick it up here for you guys, but the shimmer metallic shades that are in this palette are stunning. Everything is blending together really, really nicely here. So I am loving the look that we created with this. This is very, very exciting. Let's go ahead. We're gonna skip over eyeliner because I don't have one, but I do have a mascara. I could put on eyeliner, but I think I'm gonna not for today. So let's grab the eyeliner, which is the Rare Beauty Perfect Stroke Universal Volumizing Mascara. This is a newer product to Rare Beauty, and I've been hearing a lot of really good things about it as well. With the little mini set that I got. So I got their mini size. So hoping this is really nice and eventually we'll end up picking up the larger size. Does it say on here? It's supposed to be the perfect everyday mascara. The perfect everyday mascara to build volume, lift, and lengthen. All very good things. So I'm going to curl my lashes here real quick. All right. And so then opening up the mascara, here is what the applicator looks like. It looks as though it has a very, very slight hourglass to it, or like peanut shape where the center bristles are slightly smaller and then they get a little bit larger on the two ends. So yeah, let's go ahead and coat our lashes. So far I've done the one eye here. And yeah, I think it's coating really well here so far. This is about 2 coats on this eye. Hopefully you can see my teeny tiny baby lashes. But yeah, I think it's coating up very, very well. I am really liking the application here so far. I will go ahead and finish up the other eye here now. Okay, and there is the second eye. Yeah, I feel like it coated the lashes really nicely. It is a very black mascara, like they say. For length, I think it is providing some amount of length, not a dramatic amount here, I would say. Again, this is about 2 coats. Maybe I could go in with another coat and maybe it would build a little bit more. But yeah, I like the volume that it is creating here on the lashes, and I think it coated them very, very well. So far I am really liking it. What do we have next? Let's hop back into the face and let's do bronzer. For bronzer, I picked up the Hula Benefit, and I got the mini size here. It's the Hula Benefit bronzer, and I think it is the lighter or the original shade of it. I'm really not too sure. But here is what it looks like. It does come with a little brush here. I don't know if I'm going to use this. I do think I want something a little bit fluffier. It'll probably be tricky to get a fluffier brush into here, but we'll figure it out. But I've heard good things about this bronzer as well, so we're going to give this a try today. Let's go ahead and grab our ColourPop F18 brush, dip on in there, and apply this. That bronzer is applied. I'm really liking that as well. It is a matte bronzer. It doesn't seem to be providing any glow or shine, just that nice subtle warmth that a bronzer does. This is a little bit, I would say, maybe a cool toned cooler toned bronzer. So I think it does a really good job of creating a very subtle sculpt, I would say. Yeah, I would say it's a very natural bronzer. There's nothing too specific that stands out about it. It's not overly pigmented, builds up really, really nicely. I think that's laying here on the face really nicely so far. So let's set that down and grab the next product, which is blush. Again, we have those rare blushes, but the other blush that I picked up, also a cream product, or I guess a putty product. It is the e.l.f. Putty Blush, and it is in the shade Turk and Chaos, I believe. Yes, Turk and Chaos. So here is what the packaging looks like. And there's the shade, kind of corally, I think is a good way to describe it. It might be a bit summery and dramatic for the eyes that we've got going on. I might save this. I really want to use it. I was planning on using it, but I really like how the eyes are looking here. And I do think that maybe one of those rare blushes might be a better fit option. This might just be a little, I don't know, I guess, but I think this might be a little bit more bright and punchy for this softer, more cool look, I would say, that we have going on the eyes. So let's take a look here. Again, I had already used the Peace shade. This is a kind of more orangey shade. So I don't think that would be a good option, but the other two that we have here are the Hope and Bliss shade. I think between the two of these, either would be pretty fine options. And I think I want to go with the Hope shade. It's maybe just a slight touch darker, kind of mauve-y, more mauve than the Bliss shade. I think that has a little bit more pink in it, which again, both would work, but I think this more purpley mauve shade might be a better option. Again, I don't know, but that's what I'm gonna go with. I'm going to take a little bit of this and put it on the back of my hand. And then grabbing our blender here again, taking the bottom of it, I'm going to start bouncing in there, distributing the product, and then start bouncing this on the cheeks. Now I have already set and put powder and things on my face, and sometimes that can be a problem when you put a cream back over top. It can break that apart, but we're going for it. So the first time that I used this, I went very concentrated with it, I would say, because I really wanted those punchy, like, circles and defined blush. And so I know that this can be a very punchy, pigmented blush, so I'm trying to go a little softer with it this time, and I think it's working out really, really well. You can see it there, but it is diffusing and blending very, very nicely. Alrighty, that blush is applied. That looks really, really pretty. It is, with it being a cream blush, it's a nice dewy looking blush. I'm really, really liking how it's sitting here on the face. I'm glad that we went with that option. Again, I want to try out that e.l.f. one, but I think for the look that we have going on today, I think this was a really good option, and it's sitting actually over top of the powders and everything really nicely. And my battery is going to die here very, very soon. So yeah, I am very happy with that blush. I don't have a highlighter, so I am going to reach into my collection here and pull out a highlighter. Alrighty, battery died, but hopefully we're in a good spot here again. Things kind of shifted a little bit. Okay, alrighty, so next we're going to apply a highlighter. So I went ahead and just quickly grabbed my Wet n Wild highlighter. I have not used this one in quite some time, so very excited to use it again. So I'm just going to grab another Sonia brush here, and we'll just apply this real quick. Very nice. And then let's quickly grab one of these lip masks again, just because they're sitting here. I'm gonna grab the gummy bear one this time. Juice up the lips a little bit. Have a little bit of foundation on the lips, but that's okay. Okay, and now we're on the lips. I don't have a lip product, so I'm gonna grab a combination here real quick. Okay, so for lip liner, I'm going to go ahead and just use the Revolution Satin Kiss lip liner in their shade Chauffeur, and apply this all over the lips. Might be a little lighter pinky than I was thinking. Let's let's add a little bit of this. This is the St. Lux Love Letter lip liner. Yes, I like that a little bit better. Probably should have taken the other one off first, but that's okay. Yeah, I like that deeper option a little bit more. For lips, I'm going to use my Complex Culture Deal Closer Tinted Lip Cream. And this is in their shade Espresso. I love this stuff. It is very, very cool. Ooh. Okay, and I do just want to quickly try adding a little bit more bronzer, maybe a little bit more blush too. Okay, perfect. And then setting spray. So I have two setting sprays here. The first one that I got was the Pretty Fresh HA Setting Mist. I've heard a lot of really good things about this as well. Especially from Allie. She's talked about this one on her channel a couple of times as well. And then the other one is the Benefit V-Porefessional Supersetter. And this was a one that I had started hearing from Tarte about. So a lot of these products that we used in this video today were very influencer based from the more like the honestly my favorite influencers that I watch a lot on here. So this was a very popular one of Tarte that I'm very interested in. I think this the ColourPop Pretty Fresh one, hyaluronic, so it's a very dewy, moisturizing setting spray. And then the Porefessional is a very like strong hold all day long, long-lasting makeup setting spray. A lot of people have said this compares a lot to the Urban Decay All Nighter. I know that's a very popular setting spray. Let's go with the Let's go with the Porefessional one. I want to see how strong hold this is. So I'm going to shake this up. We'll give this a quick little mister test. I know this isn't a brand new face video, but we'll do it anyways. Yes, it seems to have a very nice, fine spray on it. A very good hold too. Long, I would say a long spray to it, which is very nice. So let's set the face with this. You know what? Just for the fun of it, I've decided I want to use a little bit of the hyaluronic one as well, the Pretty Fresh. So let's give that one a mister spray or a mister test as well. That one also has a really nice long spray. This one doesn't seem to be as fine as the Porefessional one, but I do think it's still gonna have a really nice mist. It smells really nice. I like that one. The Porefessional one didn't really have too specific of a scent, but this one has a nice fresh scent to it. So I'm gonna do a light mist of this. That one definitely has a little bit of a heavier spray to it. Don't really need to spray as much with that one. And then we will grab our fan and our sponge here again and set everything down. And honestly, both of those dried down really, really quickly and really nicely. I didn't see really any droplets sitting on the face at all. So that is really, really nice. And I just want to make sure, I believe that is everything. Yeah, overall, I'm really, really happy with the look that we came up with these products. Very excited to have finally gotten a use out of them. I'll just kind of quickly, briefly go through my thoughts on it. So I ended up not using the Rare Beauty primer. Definitely want to try to get use out of this. Maybe I'll add it in my box, my products from the box, and we'll use it at that time. Same with these other ones here, but the Tinted Moisturizer from ColourPop was one that we did not use, and also that e.l.f. Putty Blush. Definitely definitely want to get some use out of those very, very soon. But other than that, all of the other products I loved. The foundation is very nice. It is I wouldn't say it's my favorite foundation, but I do really like the coverage of it. It does seem to be kind of sitting in creases here a little bit, so that's not my favorite. And a lot of my underneath texture does still kind of show through here, but it is still a very, very beautiful foundation, so I will get a little bit more use out of it for sure. And then the primers. I'll have to play with the Tatcha one here a little bit. Again, it could have been something from the foundation, or maybe it just didn't sit long enough or something. Or maybe I even went too heavy. I know sometimes you gotta go super duper thin, and I felt that I went thin, but maybe not thin enough. Some of these putty primers you have to just be a little gentle with, because if you go too heavy, it'll start to break apart pretty quick. So something with the putty primer ended up not working quite that well, but I will continue to use it and try it out with other foundations and see how that works out. Definitely really liked the Maybelline primer. With that heavier foundation, I'm not fully seeing that glow come through, but initially I really liked how it laid down, providing a nice underglow before you go in with all of your other products. So I do think I'll get a decent amount of use out of this guy. Eyes. The Natasha Denona palette for sure, absolutely. Natasha makes beautiful eyeshadows in general, and this combination here is really, really pretty. Those glitters especially are so, so pretty. So I'm very, very happy with the look that we came up with, and of course the performance that this palette had. So loving that. And then the mascara is also very, very pretty. I'll have to use it a couple more times here to see what I really think of it, but I do really like the way that it coated the lash hairs, the way that it's sitting on the lashes here still. So yeah, it's definitely very, very pretty. So that's very nice. Then the brows. The brow pencil I definitely love a lot as well. I do really like the blonde shade. Again, it is a very good blonde match. So to some extent, I'm like, are they not dramatic enough? Like, it almost looks like I'm not wearing anything, but I am. I can tell that I do have a brow pencil in here, but it is just such a good blonde shade. I might want to just go a little bit darker so the brows don't disappear with all of the other makeup on the face. So beautiful formula. Beautiful blonde match, but I might just pick up a slightly darker shade. And the brow gel I'll have to keep using here. I expected it to be a little bit more of a stronger hold. It definitely is a very soft formula, and I thought maybe it'd be a little bit more crunchy and crispy, which just off this first application I didn't see that very much, so I'll have to play around with this one a little bit more. And then the bronzer. The Hula bronzer is very, very pretty. I very much enjoy it. There wasn't anything too specific that like stuck out to me about it, but built up very, very nicely. Just a very nice everyday bronzer, so I do really like that. And the blushes, I really like these as well. From the two that I've used here so far, I've very much enjoyed them. I definitely see myself getting a lot of use out of these, so very excited for these as well. And then the setting sprays, very excited to have these in my collection as well. I can feel a little bit of the pore filling one, not pore filling. I do believe that I can feel a little bit of the Professional one. It does feel like it has that really nice hold. And I did mix them, so it's hard to tell right now just playing with them, but I do think that these, I at least hope that I'll get a lot of use out of these, because so far, yeah, I very much liked their first application. And yeah, I think that is all of the products that we used today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys like the look that we came up with here. If you guys enjoyed the look, feel free to give the video a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below on what you think. And yeah, that's gonna be everything for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to see more videos like this, little shopping haul things, or just reaching back into the collection, let me know in the comments down below, and I'd love to create a future video for you guys. And make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you guys can be notified of future uploads. And that's going to be everything for me. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye!